Welcome back, my friends, to Marvel Snap. In today's deck guide, we're going to be covering what I think is the most consistently well-performing deck I have ever been able to build. Headlined by the Collector, the deck has very tight synergies around producing a large hand size and then maintaining that throughout the game so that you always have excellent options on what you play, and all these cards that produce new cards are going to buff the Collector. Also, Quinjet is a very powerful engine piece ongoing. Cards that did not start in your deck cost one less. This is crazy. It means that the deck follows a lot of the similar beats as the Sarah Miracle deck, but Quinjet can be played on turn 1 and give you the benefit throughout the entire game rather than only on turn 5. It is more vulnerable to destruction because it can be destroyed by the opponent's Electra or their Killmonger, so we have a couple trade-offs here, but overall I love this card. Agent 13 is going to add a random card to our hand. Nightcrawler is here for a little bit of flexibility and synergies with Angela, who we're playing just because she's very consistent and because we're playing a lot of these cheap cards, continually refreshing hand size. It synergizes with Angela, being able to fill up her location, get her all the buffs that she wants to have. Cable here, drawing from the opponent's deck. It gives us both information about the opponent's deck. That card can be discounted by Quinjet, and it also thins out the opponent's deck, potentially breaking up combos that they want to be able to pull off. Sentinel is here replicating himself. When you have Quinjet on the board and Collector on the board, you play a Sentinel for 1 energy, and then you get +5 power because it's fueling the Collector. It can also fuel Devil Dinosaur. It's absolutely insane. Nakia here able to buff all our cards in hand. Because our early plays can easily replenish the card back to hand, Nakia is going to be hitting so many cards. We can then duplicate those cards with the Nakia buff with Moon Girl to be able to propagate that buff even farther. Devil Dinosaur is here because he just turns into an insane scaling piece if you have the max hand size, which we very easily will be able to achieve. White Queen, after her latest balance change, has become incredible. Draw a copy of the highest cost card in your opponent's hand. No longer is she limited to only 6 cost cards, so she is absolutely amazing. We can take their best card and then play it for 1 energy less than they are able to with Quinjet. Finally, we have Iron Man as a great finisher for large clumps of cards. This is effectively a flex slot. If you find something that you prefer running here that you think gives you more benefit than Iron Man, you can go for that. What I love, though, is being able to Moon Girl to copy Iron Man, especially if he's been hit by Nakia, and then I can play a 4-cost Iron Man and then have the 5-cost original in my back pocket to be able to have them at 2 locations, put both of those over the top of what the opponent is able to do. The deck just sings. Turn 1. Throw the thumbs up to our opponent. Looking at Hala, we would like to just avoid that. We draw Nightcrawler. We could play him right now, but I want to hold because he's so effective with Angela. Being able to play Angela, play him, move him away to keep on buffing Angela. With Nowhere, we're going to have to be careful. Cutting off our on-reveal effects is a lot of the deck, but it's not all of the deck. We have a couple nice ongoing effects, or the Collector is just text. It's not an ongoing effect, which has always puzzled me a little bit. No cards are revealed this turn. They get Colossus into Hala, very consistent, good solid play. We'll play Collector here to Nowhere, and then play Nightcrawler as well. And then for turn 4, we could actually be looking at a very good position to Moon Girl. It will get us 2 copies of Devil Dinosaur, and with Cable also being able to replenish our hand size, we could have 2 absolute winners here. I like this. Let's play Moon Girl, make sure to play her to Lemuria. The only place where she can trigger. If I play her over here, she's probably just going to get destroyed. Would rather that not happen. Ooh, they get Cosmo. Alright. And Warpath. This means that they are likely completely surrendering Lemuria. This deck also, this opener tells me I'm playing against a The Destroyer deck, which will likely, the Destroyer is going to play down to Hala, and then be a 16-point swing over there. As long as he plays to the Cosmo location, he won't destroy the other ones, and he'll leave Lemuria completely open. That deck archetype I like a lot. It's very good, but it also locks you into very telegraphed plays. So I think what we want to do is we want to set up our Devil Dinosaur here and to Lemuria. So we will do so. We will also play an Agent 13 just to see what we get on a lark, as it were. We can move Nightcrawler to continue to buff Angela because we have to be over the top there. And we'll probably... Where do we move Nightcrawler? We probably move him to Hala just as a placeholder. He's not going to be doing anything for us there except in the case of a tie. But I've had a couple games where it's just my pure arrogance prevented me from playing in a location that I knew I had lost. And I was like, oh, I'm going to win these other two. And then they tie one of them. And I lose overall because I had not played anything to increase my sum power. I do love being able to come back to Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur after they were nerfed, brought up to 4 cost, cut them out of being in every single deck, but with this deck, they can still absolutely pop off. Alright, here's their 2 plays. Why are you filling up? Okay. This is telling me that they're potentially very different than what I thought. Ah. They can play... Yes. They can play the Destroyer to nowhere because it is not going to trigger. Of course. I should have known this. So now we play Devil Dinosaur to try and go over the top. And then we play Sentinel just because it's the best option. Actually, no. Undo all that. Undo all actions. We have the open space to be able to go Nightcrawler here. We don't care about Hala. I don't think we care about Hala. Would we be able to top them? Is that the sneaky play? Devil Dinosaur is 14. Nightcrawler takes us to 16. And if I play Sentinel... Interesting. They can't play anything else to really buff this? If they're playing the Destroyer, they can't sneak in Nova as well. Okay, I think there's two solid lines of play here. And we're going to take this one, the original. And also Snap. You're going to play plus 16. Well, I just played plus 12. Plus 10? Plus 10. That'll keep me in pace with you. And I buffed Angela. There it is. We flip the Sentinel. That buffs everybody. Oh, this deck is just so solid. Incredibly efficient. Let's go. Victory. Didn't think I could top you if you threw the Destroyer down center. Well, Devil Dinosaur still can. He's still got it. Hey, if you guys are enjoying the video, leave a like, quick comment down below. That's what helps promote the video here on YouTube. But now let's get back to collecting more victories. Turn 1, Strange Academy opens. We have Moon Girl, Iron Man, Nightcrawler. There's the Quinjet. Throw that on mid. We'll go ahead and play it. It's vulnerable, that's fine. If he destroys it, we still have a solid deck. The deck here is interesting. Oh, wow. Elysium plus Quinjet. Everything's just going to be free. Let's play Nakia. I'm going to get a 3-cost Iron Man by the time I duplicate him with Moon Girl. And he's been buffed by Nakia. What kind of embassy? Ah. Hey, a guy can hope. And I get the Collector. No way. Oh, is this the perfect game? Okay, play the Moon Girl. Buff the Collector. Replicate the cheap Iron Man. It's everything we could ask for. They've got Jubilee. They play Domino as an early tempo play, so they probably have a lot of very high cost cards. The opponent hits the Infinaut. Alright, they're going to make us work for it. Can we take them? It's going to be interesting. What do I like? What do I like? I just like playing Iron Man, I think, right here. We have the 2 free Nightcrawlers. Ready to pop out if they're needed. The floor of the deck is very high, is how I see it. It's very consistent. They can very consistently reach at X level, which I think is higher than most decks. But the ceiling of the deck is not as high as some of these crazy, you know, Jubilee on turn 3 into Infinaut. That's 21 points for 3 energy. That's crazy. You're gonna Magic Elysium. Well, that's fine because I have Quinjet. I'm still gonna get all my cards out, my friend. Now, what do I like to play? It's probably Iron Man over here. Plus, we could play Agent 13 to Limbo. That gives us the buff to the Collector. The main point there is because we can continue to scale the Collector, the location while we filled up all the spots, it's not fully closed off. And then it leaves an opening over here. What would we like to see? A Devil Dinosaur over here would be great. Also, if I could just draw into White Queen to potentially pull powerful cards from their hand. I'm not sure what their finisher is going to be. They have Jubilee, Infinaut, Magic. What other Infinaut tricks would they have? Would they have Dracula? Would it be the Lady Sif Knight Rider? I randomly got a lizard. Okay. It is. It's Lady Sif. Cutting up Doctor Doom. Then they storm Tinkerer's Workshop. Okay, so they're going to force the issue here on filling up flooding. No way. They got both? That means I can't play the lizard. I wanted to play the lizard there. Okay, well, we play Devil Dino. And then we play Cable and wait. Devil Dino should give us the win. Especially if we can draw into 3 cards in deck. Let's see. It's White Queen. What else is there that we missed? We played Nakia. It's White Queen, it's Sentinel, and it's Angela. So Angela's the loser out of the bunch. Juggernaut. Yes! You thought that your Infinaut was going to be superior, but no, my friend. Iron Man Devil Dino still carries the day. My opponent is rocking the Cosmo Avatar, making me a little wary of him throwing Cosmo down. That's going to shut my deck off, basically. I have so many on-reveal effects. There's Yondu. Yondu breaks the Nightcrawler. Okay, we can stand to lose a Nightcrawler. That's fine. We get Xandar. I love it. We'll try and fill that up to get as much of the buff as we can. White Queen comes to hand. Okay, so there's Mysterio. We will draw. We'll draw from their deck, try and figure out what they have. But it looks like they're playing a Astera buff miracle type deck with an America Chavez kicker. I hope you weren't planning on needing that because it's mine now. Nakia will buff everybody. Make Iron Man quite powerful. Bucky Barnes, okay. So it's a little bit of a self-destruction splash on your deck. I like that. I like it a lot. You can eat up the little Mysterios, leave the real one for a very efficient play, honestly. Maybe too efficient? Some people might say it would be a too efficient play. Mysterio just seemed like a bonkers card. Let's go Sentinel over here. That will eventually buff the Collector. And then we have Devil Dino. Do I want to play White Queen? What would it give me? What is his big finisher? Is it like a Deathwave deck actually? Are you holding Death and Wave to be able to hit me on at the ending here? I think I go Iron Man to Xandar, and that's going to be fairly hard for the opponent to top. And then we look to set up a Devil Dino finisher, because we'll be able to have the Sentinel back to hand. We can play Devil Dino and Sentinel together to Strange Academy for a burst of power. We could also play Moon Girl Sentinel to really amp up Collector. There's Wave, so it is Deathwave. Nova, Venom. Interesting. The Venom there eating up all the buffs from Xandar is kind of crazy. At least I think he gets to eat the buffs. I guess I'm not 100% sure on that. 9 strength. I should have paid closer attention to see if he absorbs the buff from the location. Alright. So now, we can only play 1 card. And they've made it so that death is free for them. because of the wave. So they'll play a free death plus something else. They wanted it to be plus America Chavez, but I stole that out from under them. I could play Devil Dino, which is for 10 points. I could play America Chavez, which is for 11. I could play Moon Girl, which is going to be for... she only gets to create 2 cards, be for 8. Here's my problem, is we start to enter mind game territory of, do I want to play the Strange Academy? And where is Death going? Because if he plays Death here, I have no way to be able to top them. But if I just play here, I'm completely abandoning this location. And they could also just play Death and then their random little card over here. I think we've hit just a coin flip. And I'm going to play the flip that we both completely abandoned Strange Academy. Hang on, what is happening? Why would you play? I guess Odin is the biggest piece that you have. Fair enough. It gets you large enough to be able to win Xandar. And there's the death. Alright, good game. Good game. You ate the real Mysterio? And I still win Lemuria. Ha. Ha ha ha. Well, I didn't have a way to be able to play to both Lemuria and Strange Academy. I think that was the best that I could have done. But I'm still a little bit surprised that the opponent didn't just play Death to Strange Academy. What did they think that I had that would beat them here? Nothing. Cable, Moon Girl, Angela. There's the Nakia. Okay, excellent. So we can play Cable. It will replenish a card to hand. Nakia buffs everybody, and we go from there. Savage Land, taking up a little bit of space. I will still play Angela to Onslaught Citadel. We have both Devil Dinosaur and Iron Man. Who's going to be able to play to win Onslaught Citadel. I have no board space. My board space, what have you done with it? Okay, this is gonna make things very, very tight. We lost 5 locations. 5 spots where we wanted to play cards are now gone. They are denied to us. We will play Collector as the one scaler here at Savage Land. I mean, I did buff Cable. I suppose I'll play him. I don't need Quinjet. We don't need the discounts. We'll be able to pay the full price because we only have 3 spaces more to play to. Does the opponent have something? Hang on, they're playing a movement deck? They have no space to be able to play anything that moves. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that all of that hurt them about as much as it could have hurt us. So we get Iron Man here. And then we can finish things out with a beautiful Moon Girl Agent 13, buff the Collector, fill up Central Park. I'm quite happy with how this turned out. Okay, they can bring Vulture back if they want. Do I play Devil Dinosaur or do I play Moon Girl? The mind games are afoot. We obviously are winning Onslaught Citadel. There's nothing they can do to stop us there. I feel like just to be able to win the 2 locations, it's this. Because that's 10 power to Central Park anyway. What was Devil Dinosaur going to be able to do for us? Also 10, right? Because we'd play Devil... No, it'd be 14. Yeah, so it would have been 14. But we're putting more buffs onto the Collector. It's very close. It's very close. I'm going to do it this way, and I'm going to snap. There we go. We forced the retreat. Victory. Push them back. If they had the Heimdall, they would have been able to play it here. Okay, I'm analyzing the post game here. The best play that they could have had would be Vulture, swings over because of Cloak. Then they play Heimdall. But the problem is that that pulls a Squirrel back. So they lose Savage Land and they lose Onslaught Citadel. They don't really have a way, even though Vulture would be able to give them the win on one of the locations, they would never have a chance of being able to win two. So it was a good retreat on the opponent's part. That movement deck just absolutely rolls over and dies, even if only Central Park flips. There's the deck in all of its glory. Absolutely love playing this archetype. It is just so consistent. I know I've said that a bunch, but that's really, this deck just lives and breathes consistency. It also has more flex slots than a lot of the meta archetypes have. You can trade out Iron Man, Angela, and Nightcrawler fairly freely to be able to add in control pieces. You could add magic for Iron Man at the upper end to be able to give you more time to play down some of these cards, especially if you're leaning on White Queen, drawing you some of your opponent's most powerful cards and then discounting them so that you can completely run the board. You could replace Angela with, say, one of the cards that's going to open up a location like either Rhino or Scarlet Witch to make sure that you have the board space to be able to leverage your cheaper cards and your constantly refilled hand to maximum effect. And then you could substitute any effective one drop for Nightcrawler. I just like him because of that little extra punch with Angela and that little bit of flexibility of getting into locations that can be a problem. Let me know down in the comments how you guys might mix up the deck list. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, have a good one.